Hey YouTube family, Robert Dunbar here, training by Dunbar. I got some great content for you guys today. I hope you guys are really finding some things to do during this lockdown that you can come out of this thing better. I'm certainly doing some studying myself, doing some growing, doing some building, and shooting a lot of videos, of course. So thank you for joining me for this video. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button on the bottom right hand side of the screen. Make sure you like this video after you watch it. I never suggest that people hit the like button just to give me likes. Look at the video. If you like the content, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like the content, give me a thumbs down. Please always comment, good or bad. I'm not the person that's always looking for good comments, because sometimes the bad comments can critique me and I can get better. So I want all comments on the bottom of the video. Again, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified via email when I drop 2 videos a week, so that you'll know first. And it'll also get you some information about my other page that I have on Facebook called Becoming an Entrepreneur. I've got all kinds of things going on. I got a book release coming out in the second quarter. May get pushed a little bit because of all what's going on with COVID-19, but guess what? It's all going to happen. So I'm going to continue to put great content out here. So what I'm going to be talking about today is something that I've been doing called VRV. VRV, that is value, responsibility, and vision. So in becoming an entrepreneur, I want people to understand that you've got to put a price on your head. Because if you don't put a price on your head, somebody else will put a price on your head. And I also want you to take responsibility for where you're at in your business, whatever it is, where you're at in your business if you haven't started it yet. So if you're saying, hey, I want to be a YouTube creator and I keep saying I'm going to make videos, but I haven't done it yet. I'm going to do some things on Instagram and I'm going to be an influencer, but I haven't really gotten it started yet. I haven't started posting pictures yet because I don't want to post the wrong things, or I don't want to make the wrong videos. I don't know how to edit my videos. Whatever you got going on, you want to take responsibility for what you have not done and what you have done incorrectly so that you can move forward. So we're going to talk about that a little bit as well. And then lastly, we're going to talk about vision, creating a vision so that the provision will come. I do have a video called Vision versus Provision, and you will find that in the information block above my head. So you click that video will pop up there. You can take a look at that Vision versus Provision video along with some of my other stuff. So let's get moving on the value part. So let's talk about what kind of price you have on your head. Because remember, if you don't put a price on your head, somebody else will. So let's say I work at a job and I got a 9 to 5 and I make $25 an hour. The price on my head is $25 an hour. That's what it is. That means that's what I'm worth. Now, you may be worth more than that to your family, to maybe your church, to maybe your community. I'm not saying, we're talking about in the world of entrepreneurship and career-based things. We're not talking about, what you mean to your spouse, what you mean to your kids. I understand that being a father or a mother or a sister or brother or husband or wife, it's not about a dollar value. I know that that's about being a parent, being a spouse, being a brother or sister. But we're talking about business here. That's why this channel is Becoming an Entrepreneur. So let's talk about value. So the value on your head is based on what you get paid to do. So if you say, look, I've got a 9 to 5, I make $25 an hour, but I also do taxes during tax season for one of the big tax agencies. And you might make, I don't know, let's just say $10,000 during that season. That may be what you make, $10,000. That could be a ridiculous amount of money, more than what you should be making. I don't know. I'm just giving you a number. So $10,000. So if you make $25 an hour, plus you making $10,000 during tax season, that is added value. That's what you're worth in the world of career-based entrepreneur, self-employed, in that realm. And what I want you to do is I want you to add value to yourself. Because in order for you to make more money, in order for you to be wealthy, in order for you to leave a legacy or whatever it is you're looking to do, some of you all are just self-employed because you're looking to make an extra $1,000 a month so that you can pay some other bills because you don't want to lose a lot of time with your family. I get it. So let's take that example. So you're the person that says, I only want to make an extra $1,000 a month, but I'm looking at your videos because I want to become an entrepreneur, but I only want to make $1,000 a month. I make 50 grand at my 9 to 5, and I want to make an extra $1,000 a month, which will push me to 62,000 because 50,000 at my job. $1,000 a month times 12 months is $12,000. So now I went from 50 to $62,000. So what is my value? $62,000. So if that's what you want your value to be, then put that price on your head, $62,000, and keep that in your face. Make sure that your brain knows that you consider yourself to be worth $62,000 annually, and you can get to that goal. So I want you to create that value. So I work with a company called Legal Shield. Been in the company for almost 10 years. And I'm a six-figure ring earner with the company. I have a $100,000 ring and, things of that nature. So the value with Legal Shield. So my Legal Shield value is between $100,000 and $150,000 annually with that company because that's what they pay me. So they have that price on my head until I change that, which I have the ability to do, because in a company like Legal Shield, because it's a network company, network marketing company, and we can do employee benefits too, I have the ability to sell more plans, to increase my level on what they pay me per plan, to add people to my team so I can get more overrides, to build my book of business so I can get residual income. So I've got other ways that I can create income. So because I've got other ways that I can increase the income that I'm already being paid, plus increase the lines of income, then really, even though Legal Shield has a price on my head, Legal Shield can raise that price on my head based on me doing more activity. But I do still have a price on my head per that company. Well, I also have a training company as well. And my training company produces a specific amount of income for me as well. So now I can add that and say, okay, so let's say my training company made $50,000, theoretically speaking. I can now say between $100,000 and $150,000. So let's just say $125,000 with Legal Shield, right? Just to say, or let's just say $100,000, right? Because I got a $100,000 ring. $100,000 with Legal Shield, $50,000 with my training company. That would be $150,000. And let's say that the book that I'm going to be releasing in the second quarter nets me $100,000 on that book, right? So let's say I write that book and I end up making $100,000 on it. That would mean that me as an author, the price on my head is $100,000 until I can sell more books than that, right? That would be $100,000 as an author, $100,000 as a Legal Shield associate, $50,000 with my training company. That means my price on my head is $250,000 annually. So I'm giving you these numbers so that you have an idea on how to add these numbers up. So you want to create value. So, hey, I'm in Legal Shield, right? Say I'm a Legal Shield associate. I've got a $50K ring. Or I say I'm a Legal Shield second. I make $2,000 a month in Legal Shield, but I got a 9 to 5 that pays me $70,000. But I'm in Legal Shield and I make $2,000 a month. That's $24,000 a year plus the $70,000 that I make at my job. That's $94,000 a year. So in your job, you may not have the flexibility to be able to add value because you may not be able to get a raise. That may not be possible at your job. But in the self-employment realm, which could be that Legal Shield aspect, or you're a realtor, or you're an insurance agent, or broker, or anything like that, you now have that flexibility with your self-employment or with your entrepreneur career to add value to yourself. So I want you guys to learn that, to add value. Like, it's okay. I want you to know that it's okay for you to add value to yourself. Don't allow other people to put a price on your head unless the price can be increased. So I allow Legal Shield to put a price on my head because Legal Shield says, Robert Dunbar, we got a price on your head. You're a $100,000 ring earner. But that price is based on your activity. So we'll put a higher price on your head. We'll pay you for whatever you do. So if you write more business, we'll pay you more money. If you recruit more people, we'll pay you more money. If you build a bigger book of business, we'll pay you more residual income. So Legal Shield has a price on my head that can fluctuate up or down. Hope you guys follow that. So value, create value. So what else can we talk about here? So once you create that value on your head, you have to increase that in your brain first. And I'll get to that when I get to the vision side of things. But I want you guys to understand, because I don't want this video to go too long. So I want you guys to understand that the control, and see, all of my trainings are about mindset, because the to-do There's 1,000 things out there. You can Google to do anything and you will find it. Learning the lessons on how to do is one aspect, but changing your mind so that you do these things on a day-to-day basis is a completely different aspect of things. You need to understand that to do and actually doing it, right? Just going out and doing it is two different things. There's a lot of things that I know how to do that I don't do. I know how to jog, but I may not jog every day. Now, me personally, I do jog every day. I jog 7 days a week. But some people don't jog, but they know how to. Why don't they jog? Because they could have an injury, so they medically not clear to jog. But most of the time, it's because their mindset is, I don't want to get up in the morning and jog. Or when I get off of work, I don't want to jog. Their mindset has not been changed so that they actually do what they know how to do, right? Most of us that have a sink full of dirty dishes at home, we know how to wash dishes. We don't need to Google how to. We know how to, but we haven't done it because our mind hasn't been conditioned to say, make sure before I go to bed at night, my dishes are washed. Why am I going there? Mindset. Mindset. I say this all the time in my trainings. Your mindset can make you a millionaire or a mass murderer. Wealthy, successful, or a serial killer. Depends on what you tell your brain to do. Your brain does what you tell it to do. That's what the law of attraction is about. So this all starts with mentality. So when I'm saying about creating value, you've got to put that price on your head so that nobody else does, because you've got to control your destiny. You've got to control your success level and how much money you're going to make. So if you're saying my value is $100,000 and that's what you're good with because you're saying this is all that I need to have a happy life, a happy marriage, a happy whatever you've got going on, that's okay. I'm not telling you that you need to increase it if you don't. I'm telling you that if you're stuck, if you're saying, I'm making $100,000 a year, but I want to make $200,000 a year, what do I do? What do? You got to create that value. You've got to up your game. You've got to say, this is what I'm worth. You got to put it on paper. You've got to put it on your whiteboard. You got to put it above your workspace so that you see it. You've got to use it in your affirmations. I am worth $250,000 a year. You've got to carry yourself like $250,000. You've got to have the posture like a person that's worth $250,000. You've got to act the part before it happens. So great. Value, guys. Create value. Put a price in your head. What are you worth? You ask yourself that question and ask that to the people around you. Ask your spouse. Ask your brother and sister. Ask your best friend. Say, financially speaking, what do you think I'm worth? How do I carry myself? What do you think I'm worth? What is my value? Ask yourself that question so that you can push that value up. So let's move into responsibility. So I wanted to do 10 minutes of topic. And I'm a little bit over that now because I did the introduction. And remember, bottom right hand, subscribe, like, don't like, comment either way, right? So responsibility. So taking responsibility for where you're at in life. One of my mentors, who was a successful gentleman, used to be a postal worker in Maryland, now has earned millions of dollars as an entrepreneur, does several different things. One of his mainstays, most people know him for the same company I work with, Legal Shield, which is why he's one of my mentors, Mr. Mike Humes. Mike Humes is a stay-home dad. He earns millions of dollars in Legal Shield. And he has other ventures that he's a part of. But he's a stay-home dad. And he did a training, and I heard his training, and one of the things he said in his training was, no matter where you're at today, it's based on every decision that you made until today. It's based on every decision you made until today. So that means if you feel like you failed, it's based on every decision you made before today. If you don't live in the house that you want to be living in, it's based on every decision that you made today. If you're not driving the car that you want to be driving, it's based on every decision you made before today. If you're not married to the right person, it's based on every decision you made before today. If you're single and you think that you should be married, it's based on every decision that you made before today. If you're married and you said, I would rather be single, it's based on every decision that you made before today. Nobody is responsible for where you're at in life if you're an adult. If you had an abusive spouse, I get it. I'm empathetic to the situation that you were in. But if you're no longer in that situation, it shouldn't be hindering you from being successful in any manner. Right? So if you're saying my business failed 3 times and this is why I'm not doing good right now financially because I started a venture and it failed. Well, something happened to make that fail. Even like now, we're in a world of COVID-19, and people who are looking for excuses, COVID-19 is an excuse. For people who are looking for an excuse to fail, COVID-19 is an excuse to fail. For people who are looking for an excuse to be successful, they're capitalizing off of the COVID-19 epidemic. See, it's a mindset. You guys got that? So it doesn't matter. So Jim Rohn, and you'll see a tag to one of his videos that I'll send you to his success channel, Jim Rohn. So right above me, you see an information button. Click that button and it'll go right to Jim Rohn's information. Jim Rohn is a success coach motivational speaker who spoke about for years, the same wind blows on us all, right? The same wind blows on us all. It's how you set your sail that determines the direction you go in when that wind blows. So it doesn't matter. Bad marriage, bad childhood, 1-parent household, 2-parent household, community college, right? Top of the line college. It doesn't matter. As an adult, you have to take responsibility and say, from this point on, this is the direction I'm going in. This is the direction that I want to move in for my business to build, for my success, for my successful career to go forward. Because when you do not take responsibility for where you're at, you've given something else or someone else control of your life. That's how that works. So the minute that you say, my business partner failed me, our business failed, now I'm back working a 9 to 5. I was an entrepreneur for 3 or 4 years, or a business owner for 3 or 4 years, and my business partner screwed everything up, so I'm not a business owner anymore. We went broke, so now I got a job, and now I'm depressed, I'm in the dumps. And guess what? You gave your business partner control of your future without them even knowing, because you're blaming them for where you're at. Until you take responsibility for where you're at right now today. So when you stop this video, when you cut this video off, your job is to go and say, in the mirror, go in the mirror and say, look, I, Robert Dunbar, am responsible for where I'm at today. I'm responsible for my relationship situation. I'm responsible for my spouse situation. I'm responsible marriage situation. I'm responsible for my parenting situation. I'm responsible for my career situation. You're responsible for every area of your life. And if you give that responsibility away to somebody else and say it's your fault, you also gave them control. So you got to take responsibility. So what do I do? When something goes wrong in my business, I may be upset. I may say this happened, that happened. So now the question is, how do I resolve that issue and move forward and say, okay, now I've identified the problem. I've identified the challenge, the issue. Now I need to move forward and say, how do I deal with this appropriately so that I can move forward and lose as less time as possible? And see, the more personal development and the more you change your mindset, the less time you spend on issues and the more time you spend on resolution, right? So I want you to understand how that works. I recognize I have a problem. I take responsibility for the problem. Even if somebody else caused that problem to happen, I take responsibility because the problem belongs to me. And then I go and fix that problem. So let's transfer that or transition that over. So again, I'm in Legal Shield and I'm building my business. And I say my upline or my team support is not doing three-way calls with me, so I'm not going to team build. I'm not going to do three-way calls. I'm not going to recruit people because once I put them on a video, there is nobody to put them on a phone with because my upline doesn't support me. If your upline doesn't support you, they're doing something wrong. We've identified that they're doing something wrong. You don't need to call them and challenge them about it. You don't need to report them to corporate. You need to find somebody else to do your three-way calls so that you can build your business. Whether it be a leader in the marketplace, whether it be somebody sidelined to you, whether it be your upline's upline. That's what you need to do. Identify the problem, solve the problem, take responsibility so that you can move forward. You want to create wealth for your family. You want to create wealth for your children. You need to put yourself in a position that you take responsibility and then find a resolution and move forward in that scenario. So I hope you guys got that. So value, responsibility, I'm saying B so much. Responsibility, value, responsibility. Last one, let's move into vision. And again, you saw the information tab that went across my head when I said it the first time. If you click that, you'll see that vision versus provision is a video that I did talking about that, but I'll dive into it just a little bit. So creating a vision, having a whiteboard, having your numbers or for those that are in Legal Shield, I have a ring on the chart. So the bonus to staying through this video is you can get that ring on the chart from me. So all you're gonna do is stay through the end of the video and I'll tell you how to get that ring on the chart. So get a ring on the chart to create a vision. So create a vision for yourself. How do you create this vision? You create the vision by putting what you want in front of your face. So if you want a successful business running in as a tax officer, if you want a successful business running in network marketing, if you're a Legal Shield associate watching this video and you're saying, I want to hit executive director, or I want to build a bigger team, or I want to get to the 50K ring, 100K ring, 150, 2, 3, 4, $500,000 ring, you've got to put those rings in your face. Put them on your whiteboard. They should be on your mirror in your bathroom, right? Put it wherever you look at first when you get up. Put it there. Now, for those that are, I'm a Christian. I believe in faith. So the first thing I do when I get up is I put on some a sermon, and I listen to a sermon for about 45 minutes before I do anything that has to do with business. So I get it that you may want to do that first. All I'm telling you is everywhere that you do business, you want to make sure that you have those goals there. You have to create a vision. Don't worry about the provision. Don't say to yourself, okay, where's the money going to come from? You want to identify sources of income, not how it's going to get to you, but that source of income. So let me give an example. Again, I'm in Legal Shield. Most of the people watching this video will probably be in Legal Shield. So I want you to understand from that aspect. On my ring on the chart, you'll see sources of income on the bottom. So whether it's LOJ, whether it's young pros, whether it's residual income, whether it's overrides, whether it's you marketing the plan, whatever you're doing to create income. Right now, we've got bonus money galore on the table. So that should be on the bottom of that should be a source of income. How much you're going to make, you're going to shoot for something, but you don't know what's going to come in. You're going to just work that system. So it doesn't matter whether you're doing Legal Shield, you're working that system, or you say, hey, look, like I said in my provision video, I want to increase the amount of people next year for my tax office. If I want to increase the amount of people next year for my tax office, then I have to say, okay, how many people do I do this year? Do I have this year? What are my resources available to get more clientele? And what am I going to do to stop losing clientele so that I don't create a rotating door? I gain 300 customers, but I lose 300 customers. You have to ask yourself those questions. You have to create that vision. You have to put it on paper, and you have to put it in your face. Remember what I said in the beginning of this video. Your brain does what you tell it to do. So if you tell your brain, value, I'm worth $100,000 or $1 million, whatever your value is going to be, and then you take responsibility for what you've done wrong until today to fix that, and then you say, my vision to getting myself to that level is going to be this, and you put it in your face, guess what's going to happen? Your crazy mixed up brain is going to work towards that goal because that's the goal that you put in your brain's face through your eyes. Does that make sense? In your brain's face through your eyes. So what am I doing? I'm putting a chart up of where my money is going to come from. I don't know how much of it's going to come from that source, but I'm saying I'm identifying the sources, and these are the things I'm going to do. How it ends up is how it's going to end up. But you have to really chart those things. So let me show you something. This is some numbers that I'm charting for some things that I'm working on. So just to understand, it doesn't matter what the numbers are for. It doesn't matter what company it's for. None of that matters. What matters is these are my numbers. I'm showing you this because not for you to identify the actual numbers, but for you to understand that I am looking at these numbers and charting them every day. I'm adding numbers every day because I look at my commission statement and I add the numbers. Why? Because you cannot increase, right? Everybody say that with me. You cannot increase what you do not track. You cannot increase what you do not track. You have to make sure that you're calculating where you're at so that you can get better tomorrow. So we want you to create a vision and the provision will come. How do we create that vision? By putting what we want in our face along with the sources that are available to create that income. And your brain will start working on the provision while you're following whatever systematic program is in place for you to do. So if you own a tax office, then there's something that you do. You go out and you grassroots market. You create early checks for people that say, hey, we'll give you a loan on your tax money, but you do those things. Why do you do those things? Because that's a source of getting more clients to your place, right? You up your marketing game. You change the customer service in your company so that when people come, they want to come back and they bring people back. When somebody go get their taxes done and they have a great experience, they bring their neighbor or somebody else and says, I got to get my taxes done. Well, you know what? This is where I went. This is what they told me I would get back. And they dealt with me accordingly. And it was great customer service. You should go there and get your taxes done. Is this making sense? So those are systematic things you're going to do to create value so that you can increase the number of people that come to your tax office. So you've got to put those things in your face. You got to create value, up my customer service, create programs that'll market to get me more customers. Write that down, put it on paper, put it in your face. In Legal Shield, what did I do? I created a ring earner chart. I look at all the bonus money and I put it on my workboard above. So right above my computer right now, I have bonus money. I can earn this bonus, I can earn that bonus, I can earn this bonus, I can earn that bonus, and this is how I can earn those bonuses. I don't know at the end of the year how much of those bonuses I'm going to earn. I don't know. I just don't know. But I know that I will earn some because I've got that resource in front of me and my brain knows that I want to earn that way. Now I'm going to strategically shoot to earn specific amounts of money because that's part of goal setting. But provision will come that you have nothing to do with because it's been said about this is stolen content right here, right? When you create a vision and you present that vision to the world to hold you accountable, the world will conspire to do you good. That's how it works. So I want you guys to understand that creating that vision will help you. So what are we doing, guys? Creating value for ourselves. So we're upping what we're worth in affirmation base and on paper first and telling yourselves, this is what I'm worth. Then you're taking responsibility for where you're at and the mistakes that you've made that has hindered the growth and hindered you from reaching the value that you just set for yourself. And then you're going to create a vision to get there and keep that vision in your face and don't let people get in the way of that vision. So that's what I want you guys to do, right? We want you to be it, guys. Be it. Value, responsibility, and vision. And that will really get you to where you need to go to the next level. So what's the bonus for hanging around to the end? If you comment on this video, right? Wherever you see it, I don't care whether you see it on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, comment below this video. And let me know that you want the ring earner charts, and I will get those ring earner charts to you as well. Also, I'm going to be creating a database. Well, I've already started creating a database where I'm going to be doing a monthly coaching call. I think I'm going to be doing 2 a month. 2 coaching calls a month in the beginning for free for people to coach them on success, entrepreneurship, becoming an entrepreneur, things you should be looking at, how to change your mindset. And I'm going to be doing that. And I would ask you, join that, get that free coaching. I'll be able to help you guys out. So Robert Dunbar signing off, Training by Dunbar. Like or don't like, either way, comment, smash the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner, and hit that notification bell if you like me enough to get 2 emails a week saying that I dropped another video. This is Robert Dunbar signing off. I hope you guys are having a wonderful COVID-19 environment in your house as you lock down. Come out of this thing better. I hope you do. I know I am. See you guys all soon.